Hello. Oh, my mic is way over there. Hello. Welcome back to, the first Arkham Horror live stream on the Living Card Gamers channel. So I'm super excited about this. I've been playing a couple of practice games of uh, Arkham Horror, and I'm really excited to bring it to the channel and live stream for everybody. This is a great game. It's kind of a little bit more storytelling than Arkham Horror and Lord of the Rings, and it is pretty brutal. It's you're not expected to win every single time, which is kind of exciting, and it's all kind of about the story. And so let's kind of dive into what that means and what that is. So we are playing the opening campaign, which comes in the base box. So I bought the revised core set. I bought that a couple, I don't know, whenever it came out, right as it came out. And so I bought that, which comes with a couple of investigators, which are kind of like the heroes, like you would see in Arkham, or I'm sorry, in Lord of the Rings or in Marvel, and then cards to make decks, and then really glad to see me starting the series. I'm excited for it. I'm really excited. The more I play this game, the more I enjoy it. So I'm really excited to play it. So glad to see that you're here. Thanks for joining. So yeah, so the core box comes with the Night of the Zealot campaign, and so it's a 3-game campaign that you play through. And this is kind of how Arkham looks: is you kind of go through and you play different scenarios, and each scenario changes based on the outcome of the previous scenario, which is just such a cool game design. It's kind of similar to the Marvel Champions campaign boxes, but just at a whole nother level, which is pretty exciting. So we're playing the Night of the Zealot campaign, and then just kind of like Lord of the Rings, there are other campaign boxes that we will be playing through here in the future. Going forward, Fridays are going to be my Arkham night. So we do Lord of the Rings on Monday. We do Marvel Champions on Wednesday, and then we're going to be doing Arkham on Fridays. Sundays, if I'm able to stream, will be something. I won't ever proceed on a campaign. So if we're going through a campaign together and we're playing Arkham Horror, I'm not going to play the next game in a campaign of Arkham Horror on a Sunday. I'm going to reserve those for Fridays, just so that we can all, if you can't make Sundays but you can't make Fridays, then we can see it. So that's kind of what we're doing. So before I'm going to start shuffling my deck here first, but one thing that we need to do is in Arkham Horror, you have these weakness cards. And so every investigator has their own personal weakness, and then you randomize and pick. You randomize, or you can pick. I like to randomize because that seems a little bit more fun. One other basic weakness that you shuffle into your deck. And the way that I'm going to do it is I'm not going to look at it. So I'm not going to know what the weakness is before I draw it in my first game. I think that kind of adds something to it, and I mean, it definitely makes it a little bit harder, but it's more exciting. So that's going to be our weakness. We'll set the others away. We'll shuffle this guy into the deck. I am playing Skids O'Toole. So he is a rogue, and you're gonna have to forgive me. It's gonna take me a couple of games to learn all the technology. Guardian. He's a rogue guardian hybrid, so he can have level 0 through 5 rogue cards and 0 through 2 guardian cards. And so those are green and blue cards, and they all do kind of other stuff. There's factions in Arkham, just like there are in the other games. So the level of cards is based off of how much experience you get going through the campaign. So right now, in the start of the campaign, all of your cards are going to be level 0, and you'll get experience as you go through each scenario, basically on how well you do during that scenario. And with the experience, it's going to be victory points. So if you defeat a special monster, if you get all the clues at a location, then you get these victory points, and you can use those victory points basically as currency to upgrade or add cards to your deck. So as you're going through the campaign is going to be getting harder, but you're going to be more powerful, which is also just really, really cool. So I think that the kind of downside to Arkham And not necessarily a downside. The drawback to Arkham that I've always had, the reservation that I've always had, is it's my least favorite of the IPs. So I love Lord of the Rings, I love Marvel, and Arkham I'm kind of indifferent to. The more I play this game, though, the more interesting it becomes. So I don't have like a history with Arkham. I haven't read any of the novels or done any of that, but they're all very interesting stories. So I've played a lot of Eldritch Horror, sorry, some Arkham Horror, Elder Signs, and a lot of other games in like this series. And I've just always really liked those stories, and I'm excited to dive into this now. So let's see what we're doing. I will say before we dive in, I will say that this is the game I have the least experience with. So I beg you all, if you see any mistakes that I make, I tried and I played a lot of games and I read a lot of the rules. I'm going to try and be as accurate as possible. But if you see any mistakes, please call them out in the chat, leave a comment on the YouTube video as you're watching. It's going to help me tremendously, and it's going to help people that are watching this video later. And so I really do appreciate that always. One other clarification point, these are damage tokens. So this says that right now, this I think technically reads that I have 8 damage and 6 mental trauma, or 6 mental. I think trauma is actually what you get at the end of the game, but mental damage. It helps me to count down to know, like, oh, if I remove these 2, I know that I have 4 health left rather than I have 4 damage. If that messes with too many people, and I started hearing people say, hey, like, I use those as damage, then I will change. But just to let you know, I have 8 health, I have 5 resources, I have 6 sanity. That's how I'm kind of doing it. Alrighty, so let's see what Skids is doing in this campaign. So the Night of the Zealot, there's a lot of flavor text, which is great, and I'm going to read it because I think it's exciting and it's fun. But I'm going to do that. But first, I'm going to have a drink of my Dr. Pepper. Happy Friday, everyone. Alrighty. So the Ghoul's Hunger. So Friday, September 18th, 1925, Arkham, Massachusetts. It's the end of a long and abnormally hot summer. The first hints of autumn beckon, but a heavy heat persists. Relentless, a silent, unspoken anger grips the town. Tempers are short, and in the last week alone, there have been numerous reports of townspeople coming to heated, violent blows with one another over simple misunderstandings. And now, a call from James Hankerson. He claims to have found a dismembered body in his barn. That's never good. That's a bad Friday. Blaming the weather would be too easy. There's something wrong with this town, and not a whole lot of the old soothsayer can do to stop the slide. My auguries indicate a small group of investigators will soon take note of these strange happenings and set forth to make things right. I'll be watching their progress, but I won't be holding my teeth. So that's kind of the flavor text for the initial campaign, and then it tells you how to set it up. We're going to play a standard game, so it dictates what tokens go in the bag. So this is also a unique mechanic to Arkham, is whenever you're doing checks, you draw tokens from the bag, and it modifies your value. So if I'm doing a will check of 3, I'd pull a token. If I pull that, then I would have a 2. And then that'd be my result, and I compare that to what my target value. So that kind of dictates what's going in there. That's the chaos bag. Chose investigators. I chose Skids O'Toole. I assembled my deck. Again, not the most expert at this game, but I built the deck that looked fun, and I hope it will be fun. So we'll see. And choose the difficulty level. I chose standard, and then players are now ready to set up part 1, the gathering. So Part 1, The Gathering. You and your partners have been investigating strange events taking place in your home city of Arkham, Massachusetts. Over the last few weeks, several townspeople have mysteriously gone missing. Recently, their corpses turned up in the woods, scavenged and half-eaten. The police and newspapers have stated that the wild animals are responsible, but you believe there's something else going on. You are gathered together at the lead investigator's home to discuss these bizarre events. Again, nothing. I don't think anything ever really goes well in Arkham, Massachusetts. So not a great place to live, but I bet real estate's fairly cheap. So I am the lead investigator because I'm playing solo. I did play. I tried a two-handed campaign, or not a campaign. I just played a game. That really helped with the rules. I think just for at least now, I'm gonna stick with a solo, single-handed approach. But I think in future games, future campaigns, I will be going with a dual-handed approach, and that I think that'll be fun. So I just at that point I'll need to buy another one of these boards because these boards are amazing. So quick shout out, these are all buy the same token. These are the buy the same token boards. The tokens, they're just incredible. The mat I got on Etsy. So I love upgrading these components. So I'm never not going to do that. Okay, so this is played out. We have an agenda and then we have an act. And this card dictates there's some special weird tokens in the chaos bag, and each one of those, when they draw, has a special effect based on the scenario that we're playing. So what is going on? So it's late at night and you're holed up in the study researching the bloody disappearance that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chantings coming from the parlor down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning as if someone was digging beneath the floor. Creepy. Okay, and so this progresses after 3 Doom tokens are placed on it. And so we'll place a Doom token every round, but then there are also bad cards that will place more Doom tokens. As it progresses, things get worse. Not good. So Act 1A, Trapped. And this is kind of how we progress through the scenario. We're going to be placing clue tokens on here, which will help us progress through the scenario. So Trapped. As you leap to investigate the door, as you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only a solid wall. You're trapped inside your study until you can find another way out. So this has a threshold of 2 clue tokens. So once we get 2 clue tokens per investigator, which in this case is 1, so 2 total clue tokens, we get to move on to the next act. We're trapped in the study. This is my character. This is Mr. Skids. He is trapped in the study over here, and the study has 2 clue tokens that I can research and find out information to progress along the act. I know that because of this symbol right here. I don't know if you can see that on the stream, but that's what that is. In order to get these clue tokens, I need to investigate, or I need to, I think it's investigate. Actually, it's right here. Investigate your location. So it has a Shroud of 2, so I'm testing my will against the Shroud of 2. So right now it's a 3-2. So if I just test it, as long as I don't draw more than a -1, or I guess less than a -1, a -2, -3, then I get one of those clue tokens. Pretty simple. Until things start happening. So in Arkham Horror, you have a starting hand size of 5. So we will deal out 5 cards. You're allowed 1 mulligan. And so any weaknesses that you draw. So let's see, there's a weakness. And there's my second weakness. So any weaknesses that you draw are automatically set aside. We will shuffle those back into our deck. And then I get to look at this and see if I want to toss any of them and draw back up to 5. I do have Paranoia, which is not great. It's discard all your resources, and I like resources. So don't want to draw that when I have a ton. Okay, so I got Backstab. So whenever I attack, I can use my... I need like a cheat sheet on what all of these are called. Let me see if it's on the back. It is. Yeah, you're allowed to use your agility. Draw up to 5 first. So I draw up to 5 after I discard the weaknesses, and then I can mulligan. I hope that's the case because that's really cool. Replace the awesome, sweet. Okay, sweet. That's cool. Thank you very much. So So I replaced the weaknesses, and now I can choose them all again. So I have my burglary, anemone. So that'll be really good. That gets me more resources on the land. That'll be great. Backstab is nice. I'm definitely going to be facing some enemies, and my agility is slightly better than my fight. Hard knocks. That's a good card. And then dodge. These are all good cards. So I think I'm going to, you know what? I'm just going to hold on to them. Why not? We'll see what happens. Okay. Oops. So I while I'm out here shuffling and doing that, what are your thoughts on Skids? Is he he was my, I mean, I played with all the investigators that I have, and Skids seemed to be kind of interesting. And so what is everyone's thoughts on Skids? Or is he one that you all enjoy? Let's see what we can do. Oops. Okay. So we definitely want to spend one resource to play a burglary. So I can investigate. If I succeed, I gain 3 resources instead of getting a clue. And so that's good. So that's 1. I get 3 actions on my turn, by the way. I get 3 actions. I do have an ally that gives me an extra action, which is pretty cool, but I don't have him yet. Corset, only Skids is rough. Okay, well, that's good to know. We're gonna fumble our way through this campaign, then I'm excited for it. I just had a good game with Skids. I thought he was kind of interesting and fun. My worst game in the core was Daisy. I found that whenever I got engaged with an enemy, I pretty much lost the game. Like, she wasn't able to evade, or she wasn't able to take anything out. So Daisy was the hard one for me. But we'll see. we'll have fun with Skids. Okay. So I got a couple things here. So I've done 1 action by playing this. I'm going to spend 2 to play a hard knocks. So I can spend resources to get plus to my agility or plus to my combat value. And so that's going to help me, because there are going to be some enemies that pop up, and we don't necessarily want those. And then let's go ahead and investigate. So I've got a 3. I'm going against a 2. I think I've got a fairly decent chance to pass it. It is a skull, which is -X, total number of ghoul enemies in play, which is 0. And so that's a 3 to 2. I pass. I get this lovely resource. So that's the end of my turn. And so I have this as a cheat sheet out, because I'm still, I want to walk through and just make sure that I'm hitting everything. So it's the enemy phase. There are no enemies in play yet, because we skipped the mythos phase in the first round. The upkeep phase, so reset action. So flip any of the mini cards. I should have flipped him over, but I'm playing solos. So really, whenever I'm done, I just move on. Ready all exhausted cards. Each investigator draws 1 card and gains 1 resource. And discard if I had over 8 cards, which I don't. What's my card? Ooh, Dynamite Blast. I put this in here. I don't know if this is a good card. This seems very expensive, but it also seems very fun. So that's why I put it in there. Okay. So Mythos phase. So we're going to put 1 Doom here on the agenda. So once that reaches 3, we're going to progress. And then we're going to, if it did have 3, would advance. Then we're going to draw this card, and we've got a ghoul minion. So that immediately engages me. And it's to fight it, it's a 2. It has 2 health, and to evade it, it's a 2. Then when it attacks me, it does 1 damage and 1 sanity damage. Or sanity. Need to look up those terms. If it's sanity damage or sanity, I don't quite remember. But okay, so I get 3 actions, and I know that I can probably just get rid of him. So if there's an enemy engaged with me and I do really anything except for resign, parlay, fight, or evade, he gets to attack me, and he doesn't exhaust when he does that. And so, want to avoid that. But I think I can. I think I can evade. I can grab this clue token, and then I think I can move on. And so, okay, let's just try it. So I'm going to try and evade. So he has a agility of 4. The ghoul minion is 2. So I'm going to pull out this token. It's the same token. What are the odds of that? So it's a -1. So I'm at 3. So I evade him, and he goes back to unengaged to me. I'm going to just put him kind of here as if he's in the study. At this point, I'm going to try and investigate. So it's a 3 to a 2, hopefully -1. And so that is a 2 to 2. So I get this clue. And then I know that there are certain times where it tells you can only use clues to advance this agenda at the end of the round. Like that's the next act. But as far as I can tell, as far as what I've read, please correct me if I'm wrong, I can go ahead and advance right now if I would like to. And it does not take an action to do so, I believe. So again, yell at me, please, if that's not the case. So I'm going to spend 2 clue tokens to go ahead and move on, progress on from Act 1A. So you notice that the edges of your newly purchased rugs are tattered and mud-stained. Finding this odd, you shift the furniture aside and pull back the rug. To your surprise, you see the door leading out of your study. You slowly turn the knob and the door swings open, revealing the hallway below. You jump through the doorway, landing on your feet in soft dirt. The door to the study slams shut above you, and the smell of burning wood fills the narrow hall, intermingled with the scent of rot and decay. Ugh, gross. Put into play the set-aside hallway, cellar, attic, and parlor. Discarded each enemy in the study. Toss him. Place each investigator in the hallway and remove the study from the game. So we've got the hallway, the attic, the cellar, and the parlor. And then I got these cool little things from Buy the Same Token. So each location has kind of a symbol associated with it. And these are the symbols that this connects to. So this connects to the green diamond, which is why this is here. And then that's the green diamond. And so this just helps kind of dictate or show where everything connects a little bit better. And then I'm placed in the hallway. Remove the study from the game, which is over there. So now Act 2A, the barrier. A glowing barrier blocks the path to the parlor. So the parlor over here. Oops, these all need to be flipped. I don't know what those are. Don't tell anyone. A glowing barrier blocks the path to the parlor. As you move towards it, intense heat forces you to back away, picking up a handful of dirt. You toss it at the barrier and watch in horror as the dirt incinerates. Perhaps there's something in the cellar or the attic that can help. So objective. When the round ends, investigators in the hallway may as a group spend the collective requisite number of clues to advance. So I need 3 total clues. So this needs to get flipped. So that was 2 actions. So I evaded. I got my clue token. So I got 1 more action. I'm going to investigate using burglary. So if I hit a 1, I get 3 resources. So -2. So 3 minus 2 is a 1. So I succeed. So I get 3 resources. So I'm up to 6. Sweet. The end of the round, we're going to flip this. We're going to go 6. So we'll go to 7 resources. We'll draw a card. Hey, Leo De Luca. So that's an ally that I can play that will allow me to do an extra action every turn, which is pretty awesome, as well as take a hit. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are fine on cards. ready, and we're going on. One doom token, and we'll draw a card. Test agility 3. For each point you fail, take 1 damage. So I've got a 4. I'm just going to go ahead and burglary is good. When I saw that card, I was like, that's a really cool card. And I like how it's, it plays off Shroud. And so just thematically, it makes a lot of sense that it's easier to burglarize when there's a lower Shroud because you can see and you can grab the valuable stuff. I just thought that was kind of cool. So, there we go. So it's a -0 because there are no ghouls in play. I swear I only have 1 in there. And nope, there are at least 2. But okay, so I pass. So I take 0 damage, which is great. Okay, so moving on, I have 3 actions. So let's go ahead and see if I can get some more resources. So we're gonna investigate a 3 to a 1, -1. So I get 3 more resources. So I'm sitting at 10 resources. So that's 1 action. I'm going to spend 6 of these to play Leo De Luca. So I now have 4 actions. I've used 2 of them, so I have 2 actions. And I'm down to 4 resources. The other really cool thing that I love about Arkham is that you have like ally slots. You can have 1 ally. You can have 2 hand items, 1 like armor, 1 like there are different slots on your body, which is pretty cool. There were a couple of mats that I really liked that had like the slots here where you could put those out. I just thought that was really cool. And then there are some items that use two hand slots, like the baseball bat, and that's just a really cool way to do it. Okay, so I have 2 actions left. Let's hop on over to the attic. So boom, attic. After you enter the attic, I take 1 horror. Oops. So I'm down to 5. Okay, so I have 2 cats. And I find hair everywhere. I don't know if y'all have cats, but they're just everywhere. Okay. So moving is an action. So that's 3. We pop up here. We take the horror. We place 2 clue tokens there, and I'll just try it again. So it's a 3 to a 1. We've got -1 again. So I get 1 of these clue tokens. And this here has a victory 1. So this is the first victory point card that we have seen this game. So if I get all the clue tokens from this location, I get a 1 victory point, which allows me to buy better cards. So I kind of know because I've played this scenario before, but like there are more clue tokens than what you need to progress. And so do you wait? Do you grab that last 2 clue token to get the victory points, or do you need to rush it? So these are the kind of interesting decisions that you have to make while playing Arkham Horror. Okay, so that was my 4 actions. And so it's the enemy phase. We don't have any enemies engaged with us, or any enemies on the board. The upkeep phase, so we'll reset the actions. We will gain a resource. We will draw a card. There's a flashlight. I love it. So 2, 4, 5, we are still under. And so here's that hand symbol that I was speaking of earlier. So that's going to take up 1 of my hands because I have to hold it. Oh man, this game is so cool. Okay. So flashlights help me investigate. That's what they do. Okay, so Mythos phase. So we're going to place 1 here and we're moving on. That's 3 out of 3. So let's see what happens. Probably not good things. Your house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the grounds in many rooms have turned to dirt. It's almost as if you've been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you recognize elements of your former home. So the lead investigator must decide to either discard 1 card at random from my hand or take 2 horror. Yeah. It's not great. I have a good hand, and that's the problem. But I also have very little sanity left. Horror. There you go. That's the sanity damage. It's horror. So, I think I can probably Why not, right? We're gonna get rid of a card. Oh no, my dice. I'll get a small dice. Big dice is over in a different bucket. So just because there's not a lot of ways to heal any damage or sanity in this game, and so I know that if I go down to 3, I'm putting myself in a pretty precarious situation. So I'd rather risk it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I roll a 6, we'll pick a different card. Or we'll roll again. So 2. Let's see what we got. Got the Dynamite Blast. No, the fun card, the very expensive fun card. Okay. Okay. So, and now we're going to do a bad card here. Oh, let's read the flavor text here. So, Rise of the Ghouls. The floor beneath you is giving way, and you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels, trying to find a way up. You probably don't want to be here when they do. Okay, so that tells me that this has a doom threshold of 7. I don't want to be here when we hit 7. I actually don't know if I know what happens, but I don't think it's probably not good. So, don't remember if I've ever made it that far. Now let's do a bad card. No, we got a Flesh Eater. Okay, so it spawns in the attic, which is where I am, and then so it's going to engage me. So this is going to do, it's 4 to fight, there's 4 health, and it has 1 evade. So it's pretty easy to get away from. Does 1 damage and 2 trauma. Or not trauma. Shoot, I just read it. Horror. 2 horror. So I'm going to evade that thing and get out. That's the goal. Now the question is, because it doesn't have Hunter, so it's not going to chase me. But I need to evade. I need to grab this clue token. Get out of there. Okay. So we'll start with that. We will just try straight up and evade. So we've got 4 to the 1. Hopefully this isn't. Oh, there's a 0. So we successfully evade. So that's 1 action. I'm going to spend 2 resources to play a flashlight. Yeah, it's still on screen, which comes in with 3 supplies. And because I love them, I bought the flashlight tokens from there. So the flashlight, it's an action. So spend 1 supply. So I'm going to spend it. And that tells me to investigate. So I'm going to investigate and get -2 shroud for this location. I actually don't need it if I know if I need to do that. Should I save my flashlight? Nah, but we'll go for the sure thing, because I don't want to be up here. I want to be able to get away. So I'm going 3 to 0. And we've got a 0. Sweet. Okay, so I get that. So that is 1 to evade, 2 to play, 3 to investigate. And because I have Leo, I can take a 4th action. I'm going to hop over here to the hallway. Sweet. Okay. Very cool. Okay, so enemy phase. So anything with the Hunter keyword would move. This does not have the Hunter keyword, so I'm probably never going back to the attic. 1, because I'm going to take a horror, and then 2, this thing is going to attack me, so I'm probably done with the attic. Probably never going to be there. Exhaust the enemy after. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I did not know that. That's really cool. Okay, and so if I evade that makes evading a lot better. Okay, so if I evade the enemy is then exhausted. Would it then re-engage with me? And if it did, it wouldn't attack at that point because it's exhausted. Correct. Let me know if that's correct, if my thinking on that is correct. Okay, so I'm going to get 1 resource, and I really do appreciate all of this help because learning it on the fly also just makes it so much easier to remember, because like on YouTube, when people comment, it's really helpful, but sometimes, it's another week before I play, and then I've forgotten at that point. So I really do appreciate it. Okay. Hey, we got another Dynamite Blast. That may be fun. And then at the end, they unexhaust. Got the resource. Hand size, we're good. Oh, man. Don't quite have enough clue tokens to progress on through the barrier. But I do have the cellar that I can go after. I'm really happy to know about exhausting that enemy after you evade. That's really good to know. Okay, let's start out. We'll place a Doom. Evading enemy won't attack or move the next round. That's awesome. I really appreciate you letting me know that, because that makes evading a lot more appealing and a lot more interesting. So thank you. That's all. That's great. Oh man, that's why. Okay, cool. So that means that I don't automatically lose every time the Ghoul King comes out. That's good. Or the Ghoul Priest, because every time I've played that, I've just evaded him. I've gone over to the parlor, and then he just comes over and kills me. So and then I resign. So it's pretty much ended the exact same way. But it sounds like I could probably get a couple of turns trying to convince Lita to come join my squad before the Ghoul King completely just destroys me. Great. Added there, we don't progress. We're going to get a bad card. The bad card is Rotting Remains. Test will power 3. For each point you fail, take 1 horror. Yee. Evading also turns off Retaliate. Okay. That's really cool. That's really cool. And after. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. So can I attack? Yeah, I can attack an enemy that I'm not engaged with. Is that correct? So if I was in the attic still and I had evaded him, could I then go ahead and attack him? I didn't want to, but just for rule question's sake. Or does he have to be engaged with me for me to attack him? Cool. Okay. Awesome. That's great. That's great to know. Okay, so I'm testing willpower 3. And for each one I lose by, I take a horror. And I have 5 horror, or I have 5 sanity, and I have a 2 willpower. I like to assume I'm going to draw a 2, and so that's 3, and so that's not great. So I'm going to. No, I don't want to get rid of any of these cards. I'm going to toss the dodge. I'm going to so I'm using this as to increase my willpower. So that's a 3, and I'm testing against a 3. Come on, don't draw anything super horrible. 0. Whew. Oh man. Oh, that was. Oh, God, that was super satisfying. Where did that card go? It's over there. Okay. Alrighty. So what am I doing? So I got a hand. Don't love my hand necessarily. So first I'm going to burglarize the hallway. So I'm going to test a 3 to a 1. And let's see what we got. That is here. So -2 if there's a ghoul enemy at your location, take 1 damage. There's not a ghoul enemy at my location. It is a -2, so it's a 1-to-1, so I do pass. So we're going up to 7 money. Sweet. So that's 1 action. I am going to go here for 2. So I'm going to enter the cellar. So after you enter the cellar, take 1 damage. So down to 7. And it has a shroud of 4. Eek. So what are we going to do about that? So that was 1, 2. I have 2 more actions. We're going to use the flashlight. So I'm going to test a willpower of 3 against a 2. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use an action to draw a card first. There's a perception. Look at that. That's a good pull. So that's going to give me a +2. And if it's successful, I get to draw a card. So, okay. So that was my third action. Now my fourth action. Now I will use the flashlight. So I'm going against a 2 with a 3. I'm going to toss perception to go to 5. So 5 to 2. Well done. Thank you. Yeah. Oh man. I would have, because I was gonna test and then I was gonna draw if I failed. I would have been so mad. I'm gonna pull like the auto fail here, so it's gonna be fine. Hey, it's the auto pass. Hey, oh cool. So it's, or not the auto pass. It's the cool effect. So +2. So I succeed, I get 2 resources. So that goes up to 9. I succeeded here, so I get to draw a card. Pickpocketing. So after you evade an enemy, I can exhaust this and draw a card. Oh man, cool. Okay, and I get this guy. So there's my third token. It's kind of weird. I got these at different times and they're different sizes, which it's fine. It adds character. So I've got 3. I've got another flashlight usage for, I'm out of actions, but I have another flashlight usage. So I'm just thinking about next turn. I may want to try and grab this last one just for those victory points. We'll see what bad cards I flip. Okay, so I will draw a card. There's another flashlight. Don't need that. I will get a resource and I want to exhaust everything. And move to the next round. So we're going to pop up. This is going to have 2 on it. And we're going to not progress because we're not at 7. And here is the bad card. We've got, Revelation, Grasping Hands, test agility 3. For each point you fail, take 1 damage. So I have a 4. I have a lot of health left. I think if I'm going to lose this game, it's going to be on sanity. And so I don't think that I want to spend, I do have a lot of resources. I have 10 resources. So I'm gonna at least spend one of those resources here to boost this up to a 5. And so it's a 5 to a 3. So let's see what we've got. 5 to a 3, 0. We pass, don't take any damage. Sweet. Okay, so now it is my turn. So there's that. Definitely want to use this at some point. Okay, I'm going to spend 2 resources. I'm going to put pickpocketing out there. And so that's the one when I evade, then I can draw a card. So just in case, we're going to throw it out there. And then we're going to try and get this last clue. So does this get discarded? Do you know? Does the flashlight get discarded when I've used it all? So I'm looking here. I'm testing a 3 against a 2. I'm going to toss a flashlight from my hand for a 4 against a 2. We're going to stays in play. Okay. And if I play another hand, oops. Okay, cool. If I play another hand asset, then I can discard it if I need to, right? It's a -1. So I do pass. I get that. So we're up to 4. 4 clues. Okay, so that was 1, 2. I'm gonna go 3, and we'll test burglary for 4. So we're gonna test a 3 to a 1. Let's see what we've got. -1. So that passes. So we get some more resources. Okay. It's a climactic event. It's all about to happen. So am I built enough? I guess I have to be. We'll see. Okay. So enemy phase. He doesn't come out. He doesn't chase me. Reset actions. We are going to ready all exhausted cards. Each investigator draws one card and gets one resource. So we are rolling in the dough. And this is the time I'm going to draw my weakness to discard all of my resources. Oh, wait. I can't have 3 of these. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Well, that's my mistake. I'm sorry. I remember I put it. I thought I only had 1 flashlight in here, and right before the stream, I put a second one in, but apparently I already had 2. So I apologize in advance. But we're just gonna discard that, and I'm gonna draw a card. And sorry. So it's a hard knocks. So cool. We're going to, at the top of the round, we're gonna go 1 on there. We're gonna resolve this bad card, which is put dissonant voices into play in your threat area. You cannot play assets or events. So at the end, oh shoot, hold on. I'm discarding 3 of these. I'm moving too fast. 3 cards. Game is void. Redeal. Yep. Sorry. Okay. We'll scoop. Let me fix it real quick. We'll start right back over. Yeah. I'll fix that for next stream. Yep. So okay. So we're gonna progress here. Using the barrel from the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. The barrier sparks and shudders as it consumes the ice, then hisses and fades out of existence. The barrier blocking the passage into the parlor has vanished, reveal the parlor. So we're going to flip this guy up. Put the set aside Lita Chandler into play into the parlor. So this is a cool little ally that is now in the parlor. And spawn the set aside Ghoul Priest in the hallway. Ghoul Priest, hallway, engage. Ah, it's after me. So the Ghoul Priest is a 4, 5 health, 4 to evade. He has Hunter, so he's going to chase me. He's got Retaliate, so if I fail a skill test, he's going to hit me, and he hits me for 2 and 2. It hurts. It hurts a lot. So the Ghoul Priest is pretty nasty. He does not attack me right now because it's already past the enemy phase. So now we're at the top of the round. We placed 1. We're revealing this. So this is going to be, I cannot play assets or events. So okay. This is where it gets exciting. And so I've always read this as I can't play the event for the event effect. I can still discard them to up my skills. Is that correct? That kind of really matters right now. So, so if that is not correct, please let me know. I'll go ahead and read this while we see. So a woman with a torch stands in the parlor, glimmers with a glimmer of hatred in her eyes. What have you done to my barrier? She screams, furious. Before you can answer, a ghastly wail sounds behind you, and a creature wearing robes and deer-skulled mask tears through the wall, advancing towards you. If the Ghoul Priest is ever defeated, advance. That is correct, and don't forget about Skid's ability. Yeah, okay. Yep, so during your turn, I can spend 2 resources to take an additional action. Thank you. I appreciate it. Totally forgot about that. So thanks for reminding me. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so here we go. So I have 4 actions. I'm going to. Oh no, this is an event. I was going to backstab, but I can't do that because it's an event. Instead, I'm going to try and evade. I'm going to try and just get out of there like crazy. So Okay. So I kind of want Lita. Do I want? Okay. I'm going to evade. So that's going to be my first action. I'm going to try and evade. I have 4. I'm going to spend 1 for hard knocks to go to 5. I'm going to toss a hard knocks to go to 6. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to toss this to go to way more, or if I want to hold on to it. I think I want to hold on to it. I'm going to take the risk and hopefully not die, because I think I would rather try and get Lita on my side. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so 6, 2, plus 1. Okay, so that's 7. So I evade it. So it is now exhausted in the hallway. So that's 1. After I evade an enemy, I'm going to exhaust pickpocketing to draw a card. There's a first aid. Okay, don't necessarily know if that's super helpful. Pickpocket. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. So that's 1. I have a lot of resources, so that's 5. So that's going to leave me with 6. That's going to be 3. Since I only have 1 ally slot, if I take control of Lita, do I have to discard Leo? Is that how that works? I assume yes, but I'm hoping for no. Ooh, it's Jason. How you doing, D20? Okay, yeah, so I do have to discard Lita. That's sad, but maybe worth it, especially because I have Skid's ability. We just watched episode 3 of Hawkeye. How was it? Did you like it? Yeah, I've seen episode 3. It was good. I like Hawkeye. She has the ally symbol in the bottom corner. Yep. Okay, great. Yep. That's what I thought. I just didn't know if there was any special campaign rules that campaign allies don't count or whatever, but I that's kind of what I assumed. Good. I'm glad to hear that it was really good. Jason. Awesome. Okay, so I've done 1 action. I'm going to 3. I'm going to attempt to burglarize right now. So I'm going to do a test of 3 against 1. And we've got a minus 1. So I pass. So that's going to give me here. So that's 2 actions. Here's 3 actions. And then I'm going to attempt to parlay with Miss Lita. My 4th action. So I need to test 4. And if I pass, then I take control of Lita. I'm going to test 4. I'm going to toss on the lamb to go to 7. Or I'm sorry, to go to 6. And I'm testing 4. So come on. Come on. I'm hoping. Let's hope. Minus 2, because we got the Ghoul Priest and we got the Flesh Eater. So it's minus 2. I tested 6. I needed 4. On the lamb, came in clutch. Let's go. Sweet. Okay, that's good. So now I'm discarding Luca, and I get Miss Lita. So while I control Lita, she gains each investigator at my location gets +1 attack. So I have +1 attack, and then when an investigator at your location successfully attacks a monster, that investigator deals +1 damage. So this is exactly what I need to kill that Ghoul Priest. So that was 3. Oh, that was 4, and I have 3 actions, so I can spend. I can't play assets or events, so Yeah, I guess I'm done. I'm just going to sit with a ton of resources. Let's consolidate this a little bit. So I'm going to go 3, 6. So there's 5. I'm going to go right there. Sweet. Okay. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so at the end of the round, or the enemy phase, this doesn't do anything. This is exhausted, so it doesn't move or anything, I think, as far as I understand. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. And then reset action. So we're going to flip up. That's in the hallway. We are going to gain a resource and draw a card. Evidence. Cool. Don't need those anymore. Correct. It won't do anything when it's exhausted. Then it gets refreshed at the end. I just learned that. So everyone's been helping me throughout this, and I just learned that, and that makes evading way better, and I love it. So, and then at the end of the round, we're gonna toss this, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. And let's go. Okay, so this is 4. Let's see what we got. I draw a card. Yeah, I did. Chill touch test. Yeah, I screwed up that for a while as well. Never understood why anyone would want to evade. Yeah. So test 4 willpower. If you fail, choose to discard 1 asset you control if you cannot take 2 damage. So I'm going to not even worry about failing. I kind of hope I fail this one because I can discard that flashlight. And I don't need it anymore, so let's hope that that happens. So let's rotate the bag around, see what we got. +1. I feel like I'm drawing really well. I promise you I put all the bad ones in here too. But I just feel like they're just not drawing them somehow. There's the -4. But I'm not complaining. Just trying to make sure that it's fine. Okay, so +1. I tested 2. That's 3. I fail. I'm going to discard the flashlight. Is it easy or normal? I'm playing normal. So. Okay, now let's move on to the round. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna spend 5 to toss this dynamite blast. So choose either your location or a connecting location. Deal 3 damage to each enemy and to each investigator at the chosen location. I'm going to choose the hallway, and so I'm going to deal 3 damage to the ghoul priest. 2 life left. This is exciting. So that's 1. I'm going to draw a card for. I should have spent 2 resources to draw a card last time. That's fine. So 2, I'm going to draw a card. Oh, hospital deaths. Didn't. So put hospital deaths into play in your threat area. So as an action, move 1 resource from your resource pool to hospital deaths twice per round. When the game ends, if hospital deaths has fewer than 6 resources on it, you earn 2 fewer experience for this scenario. Was not hoping for that. Did not want to draw that. So we'll go ahead and we'll just put 2 on there. No, that's not good at all. So okay, so that was 2. Third action, I'll draw another card. 45 automatic. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. I can spend basically 6 resources to toss this down this round. But I think what I'm going to be trying to do is I'm going to try and backstab him next time. And so that's a 4, 5. And I can toss this for 6. And I'm going for a 4. And if I'm able to do that, that will kill the ghoul priest. So I don't think that I want to spend the 2 resources or the resources to drop that automatic down. Actually, we would do even more. So, oh wait, no, this is attack and this is fight. I assume that those are different. But I think I'm wondering if I risk drawing a card, because I know that I have the paranoia and I could just lose all of my resources, which would be very sad and very bad. But I also don't, this hospital debts is very sad. I think I'm just going to probably lose on my hospital debts. I'm going to lose 2 experience, but it's fine. It's fine. We're going to do it. We're going to draw a card. Leo DeLuca. Okay, so that does not help. Okay, so at the end of the round, we've got Prey. So this guy is going to come over and he's going to immediately engage me and then attack. So he's going to deal 2 damage and 2 mental. And I know I can have Lita take that, but I'm going to have Lita take that. Right? I can just have Lita just tank the hit for me and just take all the damage. Does she exhaust or anything? I don't think so. But just want to make sure that that's safe, and she's still alive and everything. It's only 2, but just let me know if that was not correct. Then I'm gonna get a resource. I'm gonna draw a card. So first aid. Don't really need the first aid, but here we are. Okay, so she just gets hit in the face. That hurts. I destroy her barrier, and then she comes in and gets hit by the Ghoul Priest. It's not a good Friday for Lita. Okay, so at the top of the round, we're going to add 1 Doom token here. So that's 5 out of 7. I'm going to get this bad card. Hopefully it's not super bad. It is. Okay, so it's a test of willpower, and for each point I fail, take 1 horror. So I'm going to toss 2 first aids to go 4 to the test of 3. She's probably not going to like you much. I assume that was the case already. Okay, we've got -1, so 3 to 3. We're good. No horror taken. Okay, so here we go. This is really sad. I'm gonna lose my 2 victory points, assuming I kill it this round. If I don't, then I think I'm in a lot of trouble. But no, I'll be fine. I can resign if I don't kill it this round. So okay, so let's see what happens. So I am going to spend 3 resources to play Backstab. So this attack uses my agility rather than my combat, and so it's a 4, and it's going against 4. I'm going to spend 1 resource to go Hard Knocks to take that up to a 5. I'm going to toss my 45 automatic to take it up to a 6. Here we go. Let's see what happens. It probably doesn't sound great in the mic. Sorry about that. Oh no. -1. There we go. So that's a 6 to the 4. -1 is 5. So just like that, that deals 3 damage, killing the Ghoul Priest. We're good. So objective, if the Ghoul Priest is defeated, advance. So Ghoul Priest defeated, victory 2, which is going to be negated by that stupid hospital debts. I became a criminal to pay off my hospital debts. Nobody cared. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nobody cared. The police didn't care. I read the backstory on this. It's kind of funny. Not funny, but very sad. Okay, so progress. So when the robbed creature falls, the fiendish swarm burrows back into the ground and the chaos of the house quiets, but the stranger in your parlor doesn't seem relieved. You broke my seal that was set up to trap the ghouls within. She raises her torch. Now we must take direct measures and burn this hell pit to the ground. The lead investigator must decide to choose one. It was never much of a home, burn it down. This hell pit, this is my home. No way are we burning it. And this is, oh boy. Yeah, this is kind of fun because I've never read Important choices. Yes, I've never read any of the outcomes other than resign because I was misunderstanding the rules, and the only way that I've ever been able to finish the scenario is to resign. So I have no idea what happens. I think I have to burn it down. That sounds fun, and Lita kind of seems like she knows what she's doing. So I think I should burn it down. Let's strike this match. Burn my house to the ground. I'm sure that's if I was role playing it, maybe it'd be a little bit different, but let's see what happens. So burn it to the ground, R1. For resolution 1, you nod and allow the red-haired woman to set the walls and floor of your house ablaze. The fire spreads quickly and you run out the front door to avoid being caught in the inferno. From the sidewalk, you watch as everything you own is consumed by the flames. Come with me, the woman says. You must be told of the threat that lurks below. Alone, we are surely doomed, but together we can stop it. That's exciting. So in your campaign log, record that your house has been burned to the ground. That's a bummer to write. The lead investigator earns the Lita Chandler card and may include it in his or her deck. This card does not count towards that investigator's deck size. Sweet. So might as well include it. It's a zero-cost ally. The lead investigator suffers 1 mental trauma from watching his or her home become a smoldering ruin. That's a bummer. Don't like that. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of the cards in the victory display. Each investigator earns 2 bonus experiences he or she gains insight into the hidden world of the mythos. So we earn 2 from the campaign, or from just the scenario, 2 from the ghoul priest, which is 4, and then 2 from exploring the attic and the cellar, which is 6. And then I lose 2 because of my stupid hospital debts. So 4 experience that I'm going to be able to use to build up my deck a little bit further. And so I don't know how I'm going to build my deck. I will go over that at the beginning of next stream, or of my next Arkham stream, because I'm going to do a little bit of homework on the outside. I really haven't looked at a lot of the higher order cards just because there's already been a lot to take in. So that was awesome. That was a really fun. I really appreciate everyone coming in, helping me with the rules. I love pick one at random. Pick a card to upgrade at random, or pick one of the burn it down at random. Where was I going? Okay, so yeah, so thank you all for joining. I really do appreciate it. Upgrade a card at random. That's how I do it, and fail every time. I love it. It sounds fun. It sounds exciting. It's kind of like picking your weakness at the beginning. Just pick it at random. That's fun. So streaming schedule in December is going to be kind of weird because the holidays. But so D20 Woodworking and I, we took on the Hood in Marvel Champions last Wednesday. We lost twice. It was a very hard scenario, but we're coming back for revenge on Sunday evening. And so we're going to come back. We're going to play some different decks. We're going to see what we can do and try and beat the Hood on Sunday evening. Monday, I will be continuing along in my Lord of the Rings progression with the Return to Mirkwood scenario. And so that's going to be the final scenario in the first cycle, in the Mirkwood cycle. And so that will be complete on streaming schedule is messed up. December, well, yeah. Yep. And I did just burn down my house. So it's going to be hard. All my streaming equipment is going to be gone. All my assets are gone. So that's a bummer. So Monday, I'll be playing Lord of the Rings. Wednesday, I will be playing Marvel Champions. Not quite sure what that looks like yet. I don't think Jason's going to be able to join me on Wednesday. I think he has a prior commitment. And so I will be, I'll if anyone has anything that they want to see me play, let me know and I'll throw something together. And then I will be at PAX. So next week, PAX Unplugged is happening in Philadelphia. So it's a board gaming convention. And so I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there Thursday through Sunday. And so I won't be able to stream on either Friday or Sunday. So I'm very sad, and I didn't really quite think about the fact that I was going to play the first scenario and then not be able to play the next scenario the next week. But I will be back the following Friday to go ahead and stream Arkham at that point. So really appreciate you all coming out. Thank you for spending your Friday night with me. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all later. And have a great weekend. Take care. See you.